The very first step of onboarding your business onto the Revi platform is configuring the highest level information of the knowledge base, which we complete by bringing you through a modern and sleek onboarding questionnaire, which shouldn't take more than 10 to 20 minutes to complete. This is where the initial magic happens. At Revi, we created our own LLM, or artificial intelligence infrastructure, from the ground up. Every time a new business joins our ecosystem by clicking the Configure Now button, the LLM duplicates itself for that particular business, ultimately creating a dedicated AI agent with a dedicated knowledge base designated specifically for that business. This is how we ensure everything Revi does is hyper-personalized and targeted to the uniqueness of your business. Let's click the Configure Now button and go through the onboarding. Now that we click the Configure Now button, we can officially go ahead and begin our questionnaire. I just wanted to let you know that on the left side here, you see Stage 1, Building Brilliance, where we go through questions related to your business profile, your memberships, offerings, and services, your campaigns and engagement styles, and your challenges and targets. Once we complete that questionnaire, we move forward to Stage 2, Approving the Blueprint, where it actually structures all of that information you gave it and turns it into highly optimized copy to use in your campaign messaging. So begin this questionnaire, starting with choosing the CRM, explore Mariana Tek. Next, we're going to go through the business profile section. I already went ahead and pre-filled a lot of these questions just for the sake of time, using an example studio here, OsoCycle. Next, what is your business address, where you could just start typing the business name and the address automatically pops up there. Next, your website. You copy and paste your website domain right into this section, and the moment you do that, the system actually runs a full data scrape of that entire website to start learning as efficiently and as effectively as it possibly can. Next, your gym atmosphere, starting to understand the nuances of the atmosphere and the communication styles you'd like to use. So the atmosphere preferences, energetic and motivating, welcoming and inclusive, focused and goal-oriented, modern and sleek. This is a multi-select, so you can choose whichever best applies to your business right here. After that, your key selling points that attract your members. It gives you as the user some options to choose from up top, such as state-of-the-art equipment, flexible membership options, and more. This is mainly to get your mind as the user moving in the right direction. You could always click this Add New button right down here and add any other key selling points you'd like to add. Next, memberships and class packs. I went ahead and added all of the memberships and class packs into this section right here. Just to show you the UI of this, I'll click Add New Membership, where you can see plan name, pricing, enrollment and registration fees, credits allocated per month, whether or not they roll over, and an additional description. So I like to use this part to explain that the whole notion of using artificial intelligence to its greatest capacity, from prompt engineering and properly building a knowledge base, so on and so forth, is very nuanced and very intricate. So we put this UI UX overlay together to allow you as the user to simply move throughout this onboarding questionnaire, which in turn is sending all of this information over to your dedicated LLM or your dedicated knowledge base, so you don't have to worry about anything. Next, we also have our class pack UI right here. Plan name, pricing, number of credits, credits expiration, and additional description. After that, you'll see on the left side here, as we move through the Stage 1 Building Brilliance section, it highlights what's already complete and lets you know where you are, so you know how much you've completed and how much you still have ahead of you. Up to our introductory offers. What does the introductory offer include in the current program? This is, for example, the OSO trial, 7 days for $25. You just add the offer name, the pricing, and whatever includes right there. After that, we have our incentive discounts tab. What incentive discounts do you offer to attract new members or retain existing ones? For example, 10% off the first month membership plus a waived enrollment fee. If you had multiple tiered discounts here, such as 5, 10, and 15% off the first month membership, our AI systems will automatically tier those out through the conversations. So it may start by offering the lead 5% off, then 10%, then 15%, so on and so forth. Next, tone of communication, again, trying to really understand the nuances of how you like to communicate with your leads and clientele. This is a single select from friendly and supportive, motivational, energetic, professional and knowledgeable, non-judgmental and inclusive. How frequently would you like emojis to appear in your campaign messages? Never, sometimes, often. I chose sometimes for now. Every 100%. After that, previous campaigns, which I left blank. This is if you have any previous SMS flows, email flows, any outreach you've used at all, you can copy and paste all of that right into this text box right here. It's a super direct way to train your system about exactly how you communicate with your leads and clientele. areas to improve. If there's anything else you'd like to share about your business that might help in customizing your campaign flows that we haven't covered in the onboarding so far, you can do that right through this interface right here. If there's any particular challenges you face in engaging leads or retaining members, similar interface where it gives you a few options to choose from. You can add anything else you'd like to add right up top. And then last but not least are your target membership demographics. This is all a multi-select. So you have your age group, your fitness level, and your visits frequency. You then click next and you click perfect your playbook. Now this takes 5 to 10 seconds to, as stated, officially send all of that information and all of that data over to the LLM, where it then structures it and sends it back as optimized copy with just, for now, the highest impact campaigns that you could use. So what you see in front of you right here are 10 super high impact campaigns that it just created for your business that you can deploy. So I'm not going to go through the copy of all of them just for the sake of time, but I will run through what it's suggesting after the initial analysis. Starting with new lead with no next steps. This would be if a lead creates an account within Mariana Tek, but doesn't take any further action. They're going to be communicated with up until they claim that introductory offer. Once they do claim the introductory offer, they're going to be communicated with to actually schedule their first session, first visit, first class. Once it is scheduled, they're going to be communicated with up until that session to remind them of it and hopefully prevent any missed first classes or missed first sessions. That being said, we know what happens. So if they do miss it, they're going to be communicated with to keep them engaged and hopefully get that first session rescheduled. Once they do join, or once they do take their first class, either with a guest or drop-in credit or with an introductory offer, then it's going to be communicated with more conversion language. So for example, let's just say you have a 2-week trial as your introductory offer. The moment that lead comes in for their first class of that 2-week trial, they're going to be communicated with over the course of the next 2 weeks to keep them as engaged as possible and hopefully make them visit the studio or facility as many times as they can within those 2 weeks in order to hopefully turn it into a part of their routine. The moment that 2-week trial comes to an end, the language is very quickly going to shift over to conversion language to start offering different membership or class pack options to that lead. We then have our battling attrition flows right here. So last class package usage or single class credit completion. These flows are dedicated to hopefully helping to renew class packages after they expire or after they're fully utilized, and similar concept with the single class credits right there. And then you have your low/mid-tier membership purchase and your top tier membership purchases, where this is about increasing the lifetime value of your clientele, keeping them as members for as long as we can, incorporating some cross sells and upsells along the way as well. Now, as stated, I'm not going to run you through the copy of all of these different campaigns, but just to show you from a UI standpoint, if you click into the new lead with no next steps right here, it's going to show you all of the copy in drip campaign format, where you can click into a message where you can see it. You can edit that message manually if you'd like, or you can communicate with your dedicated AI system right here to edit this specific message. If you wanted to edit this flow more holistically as a whole, and for example, say, remove emojis from this entire campaign, you can do that right through this AI message assistant right here. Click generate, it'll then send the flow back to you without any emojis. Once this looks great, you click accept. It brings you back to this page where that is now highlighted. You could then go through the rest of the flows right here to approve all of it. Once it's all good to go, you click submit, where you'll now be loaded into your Revi dashboard. I'm going to run you through the front end of the Revi platform, starting with this dashboard interface here. This screen is designed to give you the highest level impact and analytics over how your business is operating on the front end, starting with your lead conversion funnel in the top left corner. Within any date range, it's going to give you the information of how many leads were created. Of those leads, how many claimed their intro offer, how many actually took their first class or their first session, and how many converted into a membership or class pack. Under that, within the same date range, it's going to give you all the information about new membership purchases and new class pack purchases. Up here, it's going to give you within that date range the total leads created and the total leads attending their first class. It's also going to give you your first class to membership conversion rates, your lead to membership conversion rates, and then also your membership renewal rate versus churn rate. As you scroll through the UI right here, it's going to give you some more information and data as you scroll. And then also, of course, for example, if you wanted some more information about the actual leads, for example, these 234 leads attending their first class, you could click view details right here and all of those leads would show up. Next, moving forward to the automations tab. This automations tab is going to show you all of the different automations you currently have active within the Revi platform. So the only difference is as you click in here, you can see all of the leads currently in the pillars of that funnel. And then similarly, you could also edit the flows, communicate with the LLM to edit it automatically, so on and so forth. Next, you have your conversations tab, where you have 3 tabs up here: all chats, inbox, and escalations. Under the all chats section, this is going to show, as stated, all of the chats, all of the conversations, all of the outbound messages, you name it. As you move over to the inbox, it's going to filter it out to only show the active conversations that are happening. And then the escalations is going to show the manual responses needed by you as the user. So just to explain this a little bit more from an artificial intelligence standpoint, we have AI running through the veins of all of the data and analytics on the dashboard screen and set up automatic feedback loops for constant optimization of all of the campaign messaging. We also have artificial intelligence running through the veins of all of the conversations that are happening, and we rely on your private model for what we call artificial intelligence automatic replies. So start with 2 things as the initial knowledge base for these AI auto replies. Number 1 is all of the data inside of Mariana Tek. So that way, if they're asking a question, something like, when's my next class? Is there any room in the 8 a.m. class tomorrow? How much is this membership option? So on and so forth. It's able to use the data inside of Mariana Tek to automatically reply to that query. If it doesn't find a reply within Mariana Tek there, it's then going to use the front end website information as a whole, the FAQ section, look for a response to the question there. Now, lastly, if it doesn't find a response to the question there, instead of using a traditional AI model or a public model to take their best guess at a response, it's actually going to escalate that query right here, ping the user and say, hey, there's a manual reply needed in the Revi dashboard, where you as the user can then click in, automatically reply or manually reply to that query right through this messaging feature right here. Click send. Once you click send, then it automatically forwards that reply to the LLM. So that way, when that question is then asked again, then AI can kick in and automatically reply to that query. Kind of the whole notion of the longer this Revi platform is used, the stronger and smarter the knowledge base grows. And in turn, the more optimized and automated everything gets. Now, we also have this broadcast tab. So if you wanted to send a campaign that's outside those daily automations you have running, you can send a full broadcast where you can name it, you can select the recipients, schedule it, communicate with the LLM to create the copy, and then click create broadcast right here. So this is if, for example, you wanted to send a message out to all leads who, for example, created a profile over the last 5 years but never visited the facility. You can send out a mass broadcast to those right through this feature here. And then last but not least, we have this chats feature where we are huge believers in a symbiotic relationship with artificial intelligence and automation and a human account manager / rep. You will have your full-time dedicated account associate that you can communicate with right through this chats feature right here at any time. So that's the high-level overview of the Revi platform. And